This is QTV Nightly News. I am Umudu Gajaga and thank you for joining us. These are the headlines. President Adama Barrow has delivered his New Year address for 2025, reflecting on the significant progress the Gambia has made over the past year and outlining the key government priorities for the year ahead. In a bid to enhance cooperation and foster regional integration, President Barrow welcomed a delegation from Senegal on Monday, led by Senegal's Minister of Agriculture, Dr. Mabouna Diagne. In his New Year's message, the Catholic Bishop of the Diocese of Banjul, the Most Reverend Dr. Gabriel Mendy, has said that the new year offers us the opportunity to experience God's goodness and blessings. Also in his New Year's message, the Most Reverend Bani Ebenezer F. Manga, presiding bishop of the Methodist Church of the Gambia, commended the resilience of the Gambian people as the nation prepares to mark 6 decades of independence. Also, the Right Reverend St. Obid Aristo Kojo Biden, bishop of the Anglican Diocese of the Gambia, encouraged the faithful to continue placing their trust in God as they embarked on the 2025 journey. Those were the news headlines, and now the news in detail. Welcome and thank you for joining us. This is QTV News, and I'm Umudu Gajaga. President Adama Barrow has delivered his New Year address for 2025, reflecting on the significant progress the Gambia has made over the past year and outlining the government's key priorities for the year ahead. Here is the full broadcast of his address.
Fellow Gambians, residents and friends of the Gambia, all praise is due to Allah, the Almighty, for sparing us the life through another calendar year. As we usher in 2025, we can all rejoice with gratitude for the successes registered in 2024. Since the advent of the COVID-19 pandemic, our economic and social and general welfare fared much better during these 12 months than before. Remarkably, this is so in spite of the ongoing global economic crisis and the battle against price hikes and shortages of essential commodities. Our policies and programs are certainly paying dividends and looking into the future. There are huge prospects ahead. Regardless of the few horrible crimes recorded during the year, the Gambia remains peaceful, especially in comparison to many other countries. This stability has contributed to the state of the economy, which is growing steadily, as confirmed by International Monetary Fund assessment reports. Revenue collection is improving satisfactorily, thus facilitating the implementation of major development projects, some of which are fully funded by government. The tourist season in the country is booming again, and by end December 2024, 233,411 tourist arrivals have been expected. It is projected that 263,764 tourists will visit the country during the 2024-2025 tourist season.
There is fine?
Progress made in infrastructure development is formidable. Our road network is developing at a rapid pace, and it is redefining travel, business, and social life in communities across all regions of the country. Our institutional reforms are progressing very well, with various commissions in full operation. The Gambia's international ratings continue to rise by the year. Our profile has changed remarkably, and our credibility has grown worldwide. As evidence of this, currently, the Gambia holds key positions at both the African Union and the United Nations, UN. In addition, according to the 2024 Global Expression Report of Article 19, the Gambia is ranked third as Africa's leading defenders of freedom of expression. At the successful hosting of the May 2024 OIC Summit, I had the honor of being elected as chair of the second biggest world organization for a 3-year term. In this capacity, I lament the conflict in the Middle East and other parts of the Muslim world. In the same vein, we must denounce all conflicts, no matter where they exist, and advocate restraint and peaceful coexistence in all conflict zones. The UN and world leaders should boldly condemn unrest and external aggression, such as the type waged by Israel against the Palestinians and other nations. The hosting of the ONVG Council meeting this month and the bilateral agreements between the Gambia and Spain on one hand and Saudi Arabia on the other also manifests the growing image of the Gambia worldwide. Fellow Gambians, residents, and friends of the Gambia, a major setback in 2024 is the groundnut crop failure in some communities last summer. While my government is providing support for the victims, I ask for everyone's assistance where feasible. Fortunately, sorghum and rice production has not been badly affected. In fact, it is hoped that very soon we will be able to produce sufficient rice for home consumption. It is obvious, nonetheless, that our farmers must diversify their farming approaches, schedules, and produce if we are to attain our agricultural production targets. Despite the global economic crisis, we have successfully maintained the tariff for groundnuts. This is to make sure that the purchasing power of the farmers is not eroded in any way. Fellow Gambians, residents, and friends of the Gambia, 2025 is the year leading to the 2026 presidential election. There is an obvious need for restraint, respect for the rule of law, and avoiding divisive politics and unrest. It is unfortunate that politics has become a divisive tool across Africa, leading to divisions along ethnicity and party affiliation. This must not be encouraged in the Gambia. Our common identity as Gambians, social values, religious beliefs, and cultural heritage are socially supportive enough to unify us. We must be aware that the only threat to our unity, development, and progress is politics. It must not divide us. Let us define politics from a positive perspective as a means of bonding and working together for the welfare of the nation. The challenges before us are numerous. We have the economy to grow, infrastructure to construct, and a youthful human resource base to develop. The need is equally urgent for us to improve our education and healthcare systems, protect the environment, increase the use of technology, and among other tasks, scale up energy generation and food production for self-sufficiency. These challenges are too many for us to allow politics or other minor issues to derail us, delay our progress, and deter us from maintaining the peace and stability upon which our future depends. I plead that we put our political differences aside and unite to address our development needs. I particularly advise the youth to pay special attention to their well-being. Drugs, crime, irregular migration, lack of skills, and disregard for education are counterproductive. The continuity of our advancement individually, as well as our national progress, security, peace, and development rests on the youth. The future lies in knowledge production and application, innovation, research, technology, and productivity. You, the youth, have the opportunity to broaden your horizons in these areas so that the Gambia can match other nations in all spheres of development. Like the women, we put in every effort to support you. As in matters of health and survival, you come first at the family, school, and skills acquisition levels. We encourage you, therefore, to make the best use of the opportunities at your disposal. Do not allow yourselves to be used as instruments of resistance, crime, or destruction. Nor must you allow anyone to use you for sabotage or subversion. As Gambians, young and old, let us stand united and not turn against one another. The unrest in other lands suffice as lessons for us. Fellow Gambians, residents and friends of the Gambia. The revised draft constitution has been submitted to the National Assembly, and we hope that it will be presented to the people for a referendum. There are procedures in every stage of our political development, and my government will comply with all constitutional requirements. I must equally emphasize that neither the government nor any section of the Gambian community can impose their will on the nation. As such, let us all be law-abiding and democratic citizens, fellow Gambians. By all indications, 2025 is a promising year. With the right frame of mind, right attitude, right resolution, and commitment, we will do much better as a nation. I propose that our resolution for 2025 be anchored to working in solidarity for a better Gambia. This implies turning a new leaf for the better, resolving our differences, consulting and accommodating one another, being empathetic and appreciative of everyone, working hard in unity, and wishing one another well. So far, we have made tremendous progress in all areas of development, and we are determined to do much better. I assure you that there will be more people-oriented development projects that include road construction, access to electricity and water, and provision of vital facilities. In this respect, I call on the municipalities and area councils, the National Road Authority, the National Environment Agency, and other relevant enforcement agents to work cordially with the government to keep our cities, towns, and communities clean, as we continue to provide the much-needed road infrastructure and social services. The private sector and civil society organizations remain our close partners in development. As partners, we have to work hand in hand to complement our efforts. Let us solidify the partnership and support each other for the betterment of every citizen. There is no doubt that our women are also very strong partners and contributors to the economy. My government will continue to support and empower them. To benefit from government support, we encourage interested persons to organize themselves and engage in productive projects. Government funds are for all citizens, male and female, but we must follow due procedure in whatever we do. The new pay increases for civil servants and pensioners are meant to uplift the status of every Gambian, alleviate all sufferings, and ensure quality living standards for all Gambians. Through such incentives, we expect our public servants to be amply motivated to work efficiently and increase their productivity levels. Fellow Gambians, residents and friends of the Gambia, I thank you for your cooperation and support over the years. And this includes the international community and our religious and community leaders. Without you and the Gambian people, both in the country and diaspora, we would not be so successful. At this point, I must pay special tribute to all public servants and to the economic contingent and our security services for their excellent service to the nation. This year, the Gambia Police Force has made us especially proud by winning the 2023-2024 Best National Police Service in West Africa at the 18th Security Watch Africa Awards held in Qatar this month. I congratulate them and encourage them to keep up the momentum. For all these successes of the year, I thank you all. As we celebrate the new year, however, I request that we remember to pray for the sick and the departed souls. Likewise, let us pray for peace, unity and progress for the Gambian nation and the global community. I wish you all a very happy, peaceful, and prosperous year ahead, with good health, security, and stability for us and for the rest of the world. God bless us all. I thank you for your kind attention.
That was President Barrow's New Year's address for 2025 there in full. Now, in a bid to enhance cooperation and foster regional integration, President Barrow welcomed a delegation from Senegal on Monday, led by Senegal's Minister of Agriculture, Dr. Mabouna Diagne, who presented a special letter from President Bassirou Diomaye Faye. Aliou Cissé has the rest of the details.
The meeting with President Barrow focused on enhancing bilateral relations with an emphasis on boosting regional trade and fostering strong economic and cultural ties. President Barrow underscored the importance of maintaining a close friendship between the Gambia and Senegal, highlighting that such partnerships are vital for regional prosperity. Speaking to the media after the closed-door meeting, Dr. Mabouna Diagne, Senegal's agriculture minister, expressed gratitude for the warm reception as he delivered a special message from Senegalese President Bassirou Diomaye Faye. He emphasized the strategic importance of collaboration between the two countries.
Our Prime Minister just left here, and this mission was about discussing how our two countries could work together, strengthen the economic relationship, boosting, the economic job creation, food security, and all those areas all those sectors that are involving many things in the neighborhood. As you know, Africa is importing $30 billion of food, and now it's about how our countries should boost the economic diplomacy. This is the reason why we came here.
The delegation was led to the presidency by the Gambia's Finance and Foreign Affairs Ministers, respectively, Sidi Keita and Dr. Mamadou Tangara.
We believe this is in the long-term interest of all the stakeholders, particularly Gambia and Senegal. And His Excellency President has already received the letter and has given directives to work according to the dictates of the letter from his colleague brother President. Thank you.
The discussions reaffirmed the commitment of both nations to promoting regional unity and driving economic progress. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cissé.
From that story, we'll now go for a commercial break, and when we return, we still have some more local news stories. Do stay tuned.
fii mooy fan fii mooy Inessa di place bi nga xam ne moom la ñëpp taaw place bii bépp xeetu ataaya bu baax rek bu dugg see ci dëkk bi xamal ne fii rek la am bara warga bii neex na lool saf na ba pare tamit nag am gu bu neex boo ko naanee rek da ngay kontaan ci saas añ ba suur ba gëreesal li nga lekk jëndal baara ataaya bii ndax moom la ñëpp taamu gis nga sama client bii ataaya bu neex bu ne moom laa koy njëkk a jox ndax moom kat ataaya bu neex rek lay wër baara warga bii mooy warga bi gën te moo gën a saf kon nag ràññee leen ko bu baax kon daw leen gaaw ca Banjul foofu ca Inessa di place bi nga xam ni foofu rek nga ko mën a amee wholesale wala retail mu ngi foofu ci boori court house bi foofu ca Banjul wala nga daw ci bépp marché bépp supermarket bépp boutique fépp foo dugg rek di nga mën a am baara warga bii nga xam ne moom la ñëpp di wër tey baara warga moo dàq ci warga yi man maa ngi ci moom ndax su ma maree ataaya moom rek lay naan.
The Maverick in Afro Mandi Music, Jaliba Kuyati, proudly presents album Titero launching Saturday, the 4th of January 2025 at the Pinchomi Hall, Paradise Suites Hotel, 9 p.m. Sankuto album Kuto, Ning Almam Finti Juna, Hanisidula, Alta Sotola. Individual ticket $500, VIP ticket $1,000. Special invited guest Tombong Koyo, famous TikToker Guinea-Bissau Afele Sirim Paris, France, Bangkok. Father of the night, Lamin Sane, CEO Lima Capital. Mother of the night, Zainab Demba El Jame. Owner of the night, Mayoress of Banjul, Rahima Liglo. Princess of the night, Fatou Sanyang Tala, Seattle, USA. Brothers of the night, Latif Suare, Katim Toure, Silaba Samate. Sisters of the night, Maimuna Sise Dabo, Fatou Kamara, Fatou Ba, Maryland, USA. 4th of January 2025, Jaliba Kuyate dina daji album bu bees tak bu doy waar. Jox leen ko sarite ci at mu bees bi. Titero album launch is the next big revelation.
Welcome back and thank you for joining us. This is QTV News. In his New Year's message, the Catholic Bishop of the Diocese of Banjul, the Most Reverend Dr. Gabriel Mendy, has said the new year offers us the opportunity to experience God's goodness, blessings, assistance, and guidance, and grow in our various works of lives. More in this report by Amadou Tamba.
As the year 2024 comes to an end and we approach the new year, the Catholic Bishop of the Diocese of Banjul says in his New Year message that God's blessing is both word and gift, and the whole of God's work is a blessing.
From the very beginning, God blessed all living beings, especially man and woman. We cannot for that reason devise, provide, or purchase our own blessing in order to be successful, healthy, intelligent, or rich, because God is the source of all good gifts. We simply need to renew our hope, faith, and trust in God's benevolence and generosity, and be disposed for his blessing and rewards during this Jubilee year we are fortunate enough to witness in our lifetime.
Bishop Mendy further emphasized that the new year should not be taken for granted, urging individuals to reflect on the blessings and favors that God has in store for humankind.
As a good, generous, and merciful God, God has blessed, assisted, and guided us in the past. If we equally reaffirm our faith, hope, and love for him, we will experience his infinite blessings and guidance throughout this Jubilee year. We should for that reason be very positive and confident as we begin the year 2025 and be disposed to recognize and appreciate God's divine gifts in our various walks of life. For a Jubilee year is always a year of God's favor, forgiveness, freedom, and redemption.
Furthermore, the bishop called for greater efforts to support the needy.
We should freely respond to God's blessing and guidance in the new year by offering part of his gifts to him in the liturgy we celebrate. But we can also respond to God's goodness and generosity by sharing our spiritual and material gifts and riches with those who are yet to experience God's blessing and assistance in their lives. If we express our praise and gratitude to God in these ways and obey his word, we are assured in Deuteronomy chapter 8, verses 1 to 6, that God will bless and enrich us more than we expect. He said, "Blessed shall you be in your city and in the field. Blessed shall be the fruit of your body, the fruit of your ground, and the fruit of your beasts. Blessed shall you be when you come in, and blessed shall you be when you go out."
The Catholic Bishop of the Diocese of Banjul prayed for the souls of the deceased and extended his heartfelt wishes for a blessed, peaceful, prosperous, healthy, and memorable New Year to all. For QTV News, Amadou Tamba.
In his New Year message, the Most Reverend Bani Ebenezer F. Manga, presiding Bishop of the Methodist Church of the Gambia, commended the resilience of the Gambian people throughout the years as the nation prepares to mark 6 decades of independence. Julden Jai tells us more.
In this year 2025, our nation will proudly celebrate 60 years of nationhood. I wasn't born, but to read of the doubts of some human beings on the prospects that we might not be able to govern ourselves and sustain our small country is proved wrong in the fact that we continue to exist 60 years on. Heartiest congratulations to every Gambian and those who journeyed with us all through these years. Indeed, God continues to be on our side. We pay homage to all those who have contributed in making the Gambia what it is today. Mention must be made here to the liberation struggles associated with our quest for nationhood. I do not intend to delve into the realms of the political leaders, but wish to reflect on the ordinary people whose names might never be mentioned in any academic discussions.
In the context of our 60th anniversary as a nation, Bishop Manga shared some reflections rooted in our faith, emphasizing the importance of preserving our heritage as a community.
It is important to remind ourselves that properties and possessions can often be disputed and contested, but there is one common heritage that can never be disputed: our final resting place. Recent rhetorics by our esteemed religious and political leaders need to be toned down and revisited. Number 3, caring for creation. Within the understanding that the Gambia could have some resonances with the interpretation of the place for the king, I believe that we must make our country befitting for kings.
Among other things, the Most Reverend Bishop Manga concluded by urging us to love and cherish our country.
My brothers and sisters, in this year of 2025, let's celebrate ourselves as a resilient, determined, and loving people who will preserve our common heritage and dignity as people resident in the Gambia. We will take ownership of our beloved country together and participate fully in the processes of continually making it better for all. On behalf of your brothers and sisters in the Methodist Church, the Gambia, I pray for a fruitful and blessed 2025 in Jesus' name. Remember, to whom much is given, much is required for the common good of all.
Reverend Manga prayed that everyone may experience the blessings and grace of the new year 2025. For QTV News, I am Julden Yai.
In his New Year's message, the Right Reverend Saint Obeid Arist Kojo Biden, Bishop of the Anglican Diocese of the Gambia, encouraged the faithful to continue placing their trust in God as they embarked on the journey of 2025. Here is Jennifer Sanko.
The Right Reverend Biden emphasized the importance of faith as a guiding principle for the year ahead, urging all to remain steadfast in their belief despite challenges. The bishop's heartfelt message serves as a reminder to embrace the new year with hope and confidence, trusting that God's grace will lead the way.
In our world today, most people lean upon something or trust in something or believe in something or hope in something. For some, science can explain every human situation. For others, material gain can win every battle in life. Others yet believe in the position and power they have attained. For some yet further, academic achievement they believe makes them the fountain of all knowledge. The context of Proverbs 3:5 warns us against this hubristic behavior, for our faith must only be in God.
Bishop Biden urged Christians to place their full trust in Jesus Christ alone, highlighting that he is unchanging, the same yesterday, today, and forever.
He is the only one we can depend on because he is always for us and never against us. He is always there as our present help in times of trouble. We can therefore confidently lean upon him, for he alone is always trustworthy and faithful to us, no matter what. His name is Emmanuel, our God with us. As this new year unfolds and matures from days to months, I pray for all of us that nothing in life may be too big to take away our faith in God.
The Right Reverend Biden expressed his heartfelt gratitude to the Gambian people and the government, offering his prayers for their continued blessings in 2025.
Let me congratulate all of us for witnessing God's blessings of a new year, and to take this opportunity to wish His Excellency, the President of the Republic, and his cabinets, and the government of Gambia, God's protection and wisdom, even as they lead us in this new year 2025 and the days ahead of us.
The Right Reverend Biden asked for God's favor and guidance upon the nation in the coming year. Reporting for QTV News, I am Jenna Basonko.
Now, before we end this news bulletin, here is a recap of our main news headlines. President Adama Barrow has delivered his New Year address for 2025, reflecting on the significant progress the Gambia has made over the past year and outlining the key government priorities for the year ahead. In a bid to enhance cooperation and foster regional integration, President Barrow welcomed a delegation from Senegal on Monday, led by Senegal's Minister of Agriculture, Dr. Mabouna Diagne. In his New Year's message, the Catholic Bishop of the Diocese of Banjul, the Most Reverend Dr. Gabriel Mendy, has said that the new year offers us the opportunity to experience God's goodness and blessings. Also in his New Year message, the Most Reverend Bani Ebenezer F. Manga, presiding Bishop of the Methodist Church of the Gambia, commended the resilience of Gambian people as the nation prepares to mark 6 decades of independence. The Right Reverend Saint Obeid Arist Kojo Biden, Bishop of the Anglican Diocese of the Gambia, encouraged the faithful to continue placing their trust in God as they embarked on the 2025 journey. That's all we have time for in this Bulletin of the News. Thank you very much for watching. Join us tomorrow for more news at 8 p.m. But thank you for watching, and as you accompany us to 2025, we wish you a happy new year.